Namaste.
I ordered this watch from Japan because it is not available anywhere, and I mean it is available in a few places, but some of the sellers wouldn't ship it for security reasons, citing because thinking that the customs wouldn't accept it in India, maybe because of the battery. There are certain guidelines, but they do allow it. So let's just check out what we have. So now this watch, to get this watch, I didn't want to spend any more money than I already have to build my collection, but to get this watch, I'll give you a hint. It's a G-Shock and you can't find this. It's very limited. It's not limited edition, but the manufacturing, the quantities are very limited. It's a G-Shock, and I wanted this watch for such a long time, and I've been seeing this on Reddit, on YouTube, and how people claim that this is the only G-Shock you need, that you need to have. So I thought, well, let's look into it and look at the specs. It's not just about the specifications, because you will find other G-Shocks at a smaller price range with more features than this. It's about the history. Now, this G-Shock is modeled after the first ever G-Shock. So I thought, let me get it. Now, this model is for, it was manufactured for the Japan. Now, this model was manufactured for the Japan market. So I thought, let me get it. Here you go. The G-Shock, the boxing, it looks more premium than some of the other G-Shocks I've bought. Those aluminum tins, like for some of the G-Shocks that I buy in India, they come in these boxes. Now, this boxing is very premium. I love this. So let's just slide this out. I think that's how it works. Yeah. Zoom in. Okay. So my goal is to never ever sell this. I would sell anything else. Like, I wouldn't sell this G-Shock as well, the GD350-1BR. I love this G-Shock. And I have no plans of selling this one ever, for as long as I live. I'll pass it down to my kids. I'll never sell this one. Let's check out this. How do I open this? Okay. Boom. There you go. Oh, it's moved around a lot. So this is the GW-5000U 1JF. Right. Now, what is so special about, now before we look at the watch, let's see if we have anything else. Okay, so the reason I wanted to get this one is because this was made for the Japan market, okay? It's the JDM model. This also comes, they also manufacture this for the European market. It's GW-5000U 1ER. Now, I didn't want that. Although it's the same, the materials used are the same, and they come out of the same factory. It's for this because, see, if you want to buy something, you want it to be authentic all the way. If it's for the Japan market, you want the box and you want the instruction manual, everything in Japanese. So that adds value even in the future. Even though I don't want to sell it, there is a value to it because, everything is in Japanese. So it's just valuable. So it's part of the set. It's not just the watch. It's all this, extra stuff. The instruction manual in Japanese, not English or any other European language, right? Now, this watch is special because now if you hold any other G-Shocks that the most basic ones like the G5600 models, they feel very light. They are light. Now this one is not light. So when you hold it, you can feel the weight, and I'll tell you why. It's because of the back. It's a screw back case, unlike the other G-Shocks, which are just a plate with screws. Okay. Unlike the other G-Shocks, which have the screws, this one is a screw back, and I think it's this is a DLC screw back case. It's a diamond-like coating, as you can see. This is premium. Now, why people value this so much is, yes, it's because of the case, and it's got all these features, and people wonder why. If you see this in someone's wrist, on someone's wrist, right? You'll be like, oh, that's a $50 watch. You, as the wearer, and you being the one who bought it, will know the value of this watch, right? That which is a part of history. There is history on your wrist and not just a watch. It's because it's modeled after the first ever G-Shock. And the screw back case with the DLC coating, and even the core, it's not the resin core, it's the stainless steel, it's all metal. And it's a tough solar, so you don't have to worry about battery, replacing the battery every 5, 7 or 10 years. So as long as it's fully charged and it stays on the H level, you're fine, or even M, the medium. Okay, so but it charges on a daily basis through ambient light at home, or even if you keep it next to a window like I am right now, it is always charged. It's the weight, right? So when you hold it, you can feel the premium nature of this watch. It's incredible. Now, I live in India, so I don't know how this has got the atomic time. We don't have a tower that is very close for it to receive any signal, but I have to figure any other way to do it. I think I can download an app that through the internet extracts, receives the signal, and then I can have that transmit to the watch. I don't know. I read somewhere that someone has done it. I have to figure it out. I'll make a separate video on that if I'm successful to show you how I did it. But that is about it. This watch is not about, owning just another G-Shock. It's about owning a part of history. Okay, so just to show you the tag real quick, that's a tag. It's 44,000 yen. I think it's approximately in Indian rupees, it's 22,000 something, but I got a good deal on Amazon US for 16,000 rupees, and it got sent from Japan. A Japanese seller was selling it on Amazon US, a global shipping, and it got sent to India through FedEx. So really impressive. And this is on the back. Okay, let's again look closely at the watch. As I said, this is a piece of history that you will be wearing on your wrist, okay? You have the main timekeeping mode. Press again, you have the world time. Then you have the alarm, stopwatch, and a 10-minute timer. Now this is the upgraded model from the GW-5000. Okay, this has a U in the model name, which means you can see that small rectangle at the top right hand corner. It's still displaying the current time in all the modes, whether it's countdown timer, whether it's stopwatch, you can still see the current time. So that's the best thing about it. And I just have to work on the atomic timekeeping because I live in India. We don't have a tower in our range. So I'll have to figure out if I can somehow extract the atomic signal from these towers through the internet, and I think there are a couple of apps that do that. Then the app sends that signal to the watch. So you can see the PS, which is the power saving mode. I think it's below that or above that, I'm not sure. You will see the received indication to say that the signal is received, and it automatically, I think every night it resets the time to the actual time that which these atomic towers, the signals that are being sent from these different locations, which India is very far from. So this is about, as I said, it's about wearing history on your wrist, and it's the weight of the watch that stands out. Like if this is my the Solar Tough Solar G5600U, and this is, see, as you can see, they are pretty much the same in terms of the layout, right? The design, everything is the same. The only color in this one is that red trapezoid looking thing at the bottom. The only thing different. So if like everything else is the same, you can look at the layout, but if you turn it around, that's when you see the difference, with the 5000U having the screw back case, DLC coating, and this is the regular plate with 4 screws. That's why this is very light, and it's a resin core, and this is a stainless steel core, and that's why this feels very weighty compared to the other G-Shocks. I mean, even if you look at the GD350, this is bigger than your a G5600, but it's still light. I mean, if this is smaller than the GD350, but it's still weighty compared to this, because this is still resin core and this is stainless steel core with the DLC coating and screw back case. If I have about 40 watches, vintage, resin bands, metal bands. If it comes to just one watch, if someone told me that you have to sell all your watches but keep only one, this, without any doubt, this is the one I'm keeping, right? This is a brilliant watch. I've heard of people who own Rolexes and the Omega, all the diver watches and those expensive watches, having this in their collection, and they swear by this, not just for the looks, but how it feels on the wrist. Even, see, for people who have Rolexes, this is a cheap watch, but people who have the F91s and the A168 Casios, this is a premium watch. Now, in terms of functionality, people might think, oh, why am I paying? So I paid almost 30,000 rupees. So in US dollars, it's almost $400, right? Because of the customs and everything that I had to pay to bring it to the country. Why would you pay that much for something that you can find in GW-5610? But 5610 is not a screw back case. It's 5610. It's not G5000, which is modeled after the original. So it's still G-Shock, but it is not historic, right? I mean, GW-5610 is a good watch. I might want to get it in the future, but if I had to trade, if I had both, I had to trade one, I wouldn't let this one go. I would keep it and let the 5610 go. So people might like, why would you pay that much? It's because, it's the sentiments, it's the value offering. It might be more. People might think you've paid excess for what it has to offer. It's a combination of the looks, the history that it carries with it, and the weight of the watch and its function. So everything put together, it's worth the price you pay for it. Okay, someone asks 20% extra, it's still worth it. Trust me, right? But yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend financing it, but you can always save up money if you really want to get this. But if you had to ask me if there was one G-Shock that you had to get and not get any other G-Shocks, this is it. This is the one. And if you had many watches and this was part of the collection and you had to sell all but keep one, this is the one. Keep this one, sell the rest. Okay? I did sell, I think 4 or 5 of my watches and use that money to pay half of what it cost me, and remaining half is my money, right? It is totally worth it because I'm going to cherish it. Now, next thing, the last final thing is, I have seen this watch being worn with a different band. It's the a combi band. It's a combination of metal and resin. It's the G-Shock, meant for the G-Shock, 5000 and 5600 and all those other models. And it looks really good from the pictures and from what I've seen on YouTube and Reddit and all these other places where I've seen this watch being worn with that band. I thought, well, I need to get it. So I'm going to place an order for that one. I'm going to change this band to that one and see how it looks in real life instead of just in pictures and videos. So I'm going to make a separate video on that, so I have the tools, so why not use it? So this is a brilliant watch. If you have had doubts, if you've seen this watch and if you've had doubts about purchasing it, your doubts should end here, right? This is a beautiful watch. It's weighty. You can feel the premiumness on your wrist, right? Even if you compare it to the other G-Shocks, the basic, the mid-range or high-end, this has history plus functions, and the weight and the stainless steel core and the tough solar, so you don't have to worry about battery, and the screw back case with DLC coating. Everything put together, this it just justify the price you pay for it. So if you have doubts, please look no further, or don't think harder than you already have. Just get this one and you will be really happy. Damn, this feels really good. That's it, guys. So I'll be making more videos on this one single watch. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.